Go ahead. What have you thought about Albie's EuroBasket performances? And I believe you got a chance to go over there for a little bit now.
No, I owe him a trip. So no, I didn't make it to Turkey. I was close, but I did not make it. I think he's played great. How can you not be happy? He's been dominant, and he's in good shape, and he's having fun. And I talked to him after the last win. He was in a great mood, obviously, and I'm super happy for him.
Rafael, during the process of getting KD here, he may just discussed what he brings on the floor. Everybody knows that, but also the total package off the floor and the impact he can have from what you've seen of him too. Do you share the same belief there?
Yeah, I think he's going to be a really good addition to the group. He's, anytime you have the opportunity, for our young guys, anytime you have the opportunity to pick the brain of somebody who's an all-time great and an all-time great worker, it's one thing to spend a few days with them and try and figure it out. It's another thing to live with them. And so I think it's a really cool opportunity for our guys.
Maybe a bit of an under-the-radar acquisition with the KD blockbuster, but what was the thought process behind signing Josh Okogie, and what are you hoping he adds to the team?
Josh has been really good. He's been with us for a couple of weeks now, and again, a guy. He's a very young veteran, is how I would describe him. But I just think he fits us really well. He gets after it. Like he literally gives you everything, even in pickup. He gives you everything, every possession. I love those types of players. He can really defend. He can really switch. I just think, we want to be really good, notwithstanding whoever we toss on the court. We want to be very deep. We want to be deep in ways where we can go small and not be small. And I think he could fit really well there. He's a great point of attack defender. We were just very excited that he was available.
I know you don't like to talk about specific contracts, but in terms of the way you've laid out the timeline with extensions, rookie scales, do you feel like you're in a good place to be able to hit these core guys and keep them in-house over time?
Yeah, I mean, we like our you have to continue to like your team, which I strongly believe we will, but it's up to them and everything else. But yeah, the goal is to build something that we can, maybe sustainable success would be the best way to describe it. That is the goal. It is on us to achieve the goal, but that is the goal.
And any update on Tari and or Kevin extensions?
I do not talk about contracts.
You talk about goals, and as outside looking in, you look at the Rockets finished second in the West last year, reached the playoffs, and then you add Kevin Durant. I think the expectation is elevate, right, and chase for a championship. How do you analyze and establish the expectations for this season?
We should be as good as we can be. It's not, I think, I guess around the draft, I spoke a little bit, or maybe right after or something, and I said I don't think we're really a developmental team anymore, and maybe I didn't make it clear, but I don't even think we were last year. Going into last year, I think we were a little less sure than we are now of where we are in our goals. But yeah, our goal is to win every game and to be as good a team as we can be. It doesn't mean we will achieve them. It doesn't, all the work has to be put in. So it's by no means do we think we're going to roll the ball out and be. It's just going to be given to us. I don't want that. I don't think any of our guys want that. But we're hoping to be a very good basketball team.
You mentioned the guys that have been working out here this summer. You've got the mini camp coming up, the unofficial one that is. How important is it during the summer before camp that these guys get together for those types of things?
I really believe that that every team is different, and every team kind of has to grow from the same starting point. And the more continuity you have, the easier. But it still has to be done. And a big part of that is people change, and guys get married, they have babies, lives change, and you're not just working together, you're living together, you're teammates, and there's a different thing to that, and it's not just for our players, it's also for our coach and our training staff and our strength and conditioning staff and our front office. All of us need to be in it together, and if you really want if you want a team to be the best a team can be, then it's more than just coworkers, right? And so part of what goes into that is really knowing each other And the time to build those relationships really is the off season, because the season's hard and it's stressful. And the best time to build these relationships is when you have a little bit of time and you've slept, and and you're not injured. All of these things go into it. And honestly, that lesson I think really resonated for me more in the tough years than it did in the good ones, because winning does mask a lot of sins. But I believe strongly in relationships.
Rafael, before you wrap, just obviously the purpose of today's event, if you can touch on that, and having the organization involved with a great organization on a day like this.
Yeah, today's an extraordinarily important day for all Americans. We have to remember why we're here and what happened. Do our best to make sure nothing like it ever happens again, but much more importantly, to make sure that we honor all the people who sacrificed, and remember that every day there's sacrifice being made by people we don't necessarily see for the betterment of our community. And like I told those guys, this job is a community-facing job, and it's important. Like I think my job is important, but not as important as theirs. And what I'm doing I'm not contributing to society the way these people here are. So it's incumbent upon me to do the best I can to say thank you, to draw some attention, and to be part of it. Like I live in this community. This is home, and so I want it to be the best community we can be, and so I'm honored to be here today.
Thank you.